Sisi ni wabunge wa upande wa Azimio. Tukisema ya kwamba jana yale yaliyojiri muliyaona wote, ya kwamba yale maandamano yetu yaliweza kufaulu. Tuliweza kufaulu na kufanikisha yale ambayo tulikuwa tunatarajia kuyafanya. Kitu cha kwanza tunataka kusema, katika uongozi ambao tunaongozwa na Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, tumesema ya kwamba ni sharti bei ya vyakula vyote ambavyo Wakenya wanavitumia, bei ya maisha irudi chini. Kwa hiyo tuko hapa kuwaeleza Wakenya ya kwamba vile ambavyo tulisema ni lazima vitekelezwe, ndio tuone hali ya maisha itaenda namna gani ndani ya Kenya. Bila hivyo hatuwezi kukubali, na tumesema tutarudi tena Jumatatu, tutakuwa katika uwanja tena huu wa Nairobi. Kwa hiyo hawa ndugu zangu tuko nao pamoja hapa. Sisi tumekubaliana ya kwamba muongozo ulioko hivi sasa, tumekubaliana na maagizo yake ya kwamba tutaendelea na maandamano, kwa sababu maandamano yetu yote tunaofanya ni ya amani. Nataka kumpisha Secretary General aweze kuendelea.
Give way for our SG to also say some few things. But let me just echo what Leader Mazayo has already said, that Kenyans from all walks of life yesterday made us proud as a country. As you can see, this movement is no longer just about Azimio, as these Kenya Kwanza people are mistaken to believe. This movement is growing by the day, and indeed, if you are keen enough, you must have realized that those who turned up for these demonstrations were people who belong to all political formations. There were very many people who even never voted for Azimio in the last elections, but they turned up in their numbers. And therefore, this movement can no longer be trivialized in the manner the Kenya Kwanza people are attempting to do. But more importantly, it must be made clear that we are in this for the long haul. If anyone is thinking that this is merely an activity that is going to end sometime soon, then is living in a different planet. We are in this until all our demands are met. And those demands will have to be met. And we are very clear on them. You open the server, you involve all stakeholders in the reconstitution of the IEBC, and you reduce the cost of living. Do those three things, and you will find Nairobi returning to normalcy and the rest of the country. There are no two ways about it. No two ways about it. No amount of propaganda, no amount of press conferences, no amount of lamentations is going to cure this problem. Just deal with those three issues. The chest stamping must come to an end, as it will soon come to an end, for sure. We want also to caution the police against engaging in arbitrary arrests of innocent Kenyans who are going about exercising their democratic right under the Constitution. And on that note, we demand that all those youth who were illegally arrested yesterday and are languishing in various police stations be released immediately and unconditionally. Thank you very much.
This address to you has been necessitated by the statement that has just been read here by our colleagues from the Kenya Kwanza side. We feel it is imperative for us to deal with the propaganda and the lies and the mischaracterization of yesterday's events by our friends from Kenya Kwanza. I will address only two things. Number one, Was the maandamano of yesterday peaceful? We, as the conveners of that event yesterday, had planned to have a very peaceful maandamano. We encouraged our supporters to show up unarmed and to proceed peaceably to KICC. We indeed, as members of parliament, proceeded from this very premises to KICC peaceably and unarmed, but yet were still confronted with tear gas and rubber bullets. So we want to make it very clear that yesterday's maandamano was peaceful in its planning and execution until police interfered. We have seen images, and you people captured them, of police officers firing tear gas, using water cannons on people who are just marching peacefully. What we have decided to do as a coalition is to identify individual police officers who must then bear responsibility for their acts and omissions yesterday. The first one is the OCS for KICC, who was the one ordering his subordinates to tear gas us without any justification. The second one is the police officer who has now become infamous on social media, who was captured aiming live rounds at us on Wabera Street. We have identified him as an officer attached to the DCI in Kilimani. We will also be presenting complaints about those two officers to the IPOA. Lastly, on the question of whether our maandamano was protected by the law under the Constitution, we know that the Kenya Kwanza people want to mischaracterize us as people who operate outside the realm of the law. We know that under Article 37, all of us indeed have the right to assemble, picket, peaceably march, do whatever it is you want to do. We are challenging them that if they are having difficulty with Article 37, and they always chest stamp and say they have the majority of numbers in the National Assembly and in the Senate, let them bring an amendment to do away with Article 37 so that we can know that we are fully back in the KANU days. So as far as we are concerned, we are within the law, and if anyone thinks that anybody operated outside the law, they know what to do. Arrest people, charge them, and let's see what charges you bring against them. I thank you. Yes, I want to invite...
I'll address myself to three issues. One is on the issue of media. You people, we want to take this opportunity to most sincerely thank you and congratulate you for staying the course. I'm a journalist myself. I know the challenges that media people go through as they cover events like this. You guys have done a fantastic job to this nation. You are the real protectors of devolution, the real protectors of democracy. You are the real defenders of the rights of the downtrodden. For that reason, I want to say thank you to the media. Let's be partners in ensuring that this country is a better country tomorrow than it is today. Secondly, those who addressed you before we came here spoke about the absence of other political parties and other communities from the demonstrations yesterday. You know, these are people who are just living in denial. They said that Seikuru was not represented in the demonstrations. For heaven's sake, His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is a child of Seikuru. That's where he comes from. He was here. He was leading the demonstrations. I am the senator of Kitui County. Seikuru is in Kitui. I was there in the demonstrations. You look at the members that came from Ukambani region. There was Honorable Mbui, who is still here with us. He was in the demonstration. There was Honorable Mboni Mwalika from Kitui Rural. There was Honorable Dr. Irene Kasalu, the women rep of Kitui. There was Honorable Joyce Kamene, the women rep of Machakos. There was Honorable Susan Kiamba, the member of parliament from Makueni. There was Honorable Joshua Kimilu, the MP for Kaiti, and many, many members of parliament from the region and supporters. So it is a lie, an open lie, that Wiper did not participate or people from Lower Eastern did not participate. We are central to these demonstrations, and we will stay the course. We are not going to be cowed. The last thing that I want to say, I want, on behalf of these colleagues of mine here and on behalf of our principals, to invite the International Criminal Court to take serious interest in what is happening in this country. You can't have a situation where people are exercising their right under the Constitution, Article 37, to demonstrate and to picket, and then police from nowhere decide to throw tear gas canisters, even bullets at people who are peacefully demonstrating. We want the ICC to take serious attention on what is happening in this country, and people must bear personal responsibility for the things that they do. I thank you.
Very good.
I want to invite...
The person who is purporting not to respect the law is the one who is now acting as if he is above the law. William Ruto and this commander of Nairobi called Bugei. You should have heard him yesterday. He was so bitter, commanding the police, telling them, pea dawa, wakule dawa, because he did not care. I've heard my colleagues say that we did not present any petition. You know, don't think we are stupid and think Kenyans are stupid. If you barricade and you block every access to any public office, how else are we going to be able to present the petition? The truth of the matter is this: Kenyans are tired. Kenyans demonstrated yesterday, and yesterday it was not only Azimio demonstrating. It was every Kenyan who is now tired, who is hungry, and who knows that what is happening with this William Ruto administration is illegal. Today you saw in the papers, and this is actually very, very wrong, that they have now allocated around 8 or 2 million shillings to buy vehicles.
Shame.
This is the only thing they care about. They just care about vehicles. They care about $1 million houses. That is what they care about. They don't care about Kenyans. I've heard my colleagues saying, yesterday we destroyed mamambogas. You are the ones who are killing the mamambogas. The mamambogas are no longer there. You know, Raila Odinga has stood as a chief hustler for many years. He's the one who has always been there to protect them. And that is why Kenyans yesterday were marching in solidarity. And in fact, I am now more energized than before, seeing Raila Amolo Odinga in the front line. His car is the one which is in the front, walking in front, telling Kenyans, we are now tired of this illegality being perpetrated by the William Ruto administration, and we want to warn anyone who will continue threatening us. There are so many threats. They say they will kill us, they will do so many things. Even members of parliament here from Kenya Kwanza are saying we are going to try now and assassinate some of you. Let me tell you, we are fighting for posterity. We want this country to be a country that people will continue respecting the rule of law. And my colleagues have summarized. All we are asking for are 3 things. Number 1, open the server. Number 2, lower the cost of living. Number 3, make sure that you suspend these IEBC. Those are very, basic demands. Meet those demands, and then we move on. Otherwise, I thank you.